Now, I have seen a couple of these clips of these types of dudes who basically run around here threatening women with violence if women don't start to treat men better. Um, but I want you guys to listen to this. Just listen to how insidious this is. It's so crazy to me.
We got to start caring about the way guys feel more. I'm being serious. Every single time that I get on like Instagram or I get on social media, I'm always seeing like women crying and really upset about like the way men treat them or like beauty standards and things. But do you understand how difficult it is for a man to just get just any kind of attention or compliments nowadays? Or do you understand how difficult it is for a man to just be noticed? Like, I just feel like
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? That's not women's fault that men can't get noticed. That's not women's duty to notice men or to make men feel better in that way. He's comparing women being shamed by men, talking about beauty standards, because men are the ones who shame women and try to control women's beauty standards, to men not getting attention from women that they feel like they deserve.
there's this underlying majority of guys that don't get very much attention from women, don't have their choice in anything when it comes to jobs or women.
Sir, women don't control jobs. Women don't control access to money. Women don't control the economy. So once again, why are we talking about, why is this a woman's responsibility? What do you want women to do about this? Hire more men? Even if they did, it wouldn't make an impact, because not enough women actually have the power to hire enough men to make an impact, right? Also, once again, when men are not not the center of the universe. Women do not owe men their attention. They don't have to give men a compliment. Like, what?
Or they're really in a spot where they don't feel very good about themselves, and there's no,
Like Cat Williams said, and he said it so eloquently, it's called self-esteem. It's self-esteem, sir. If they don't feel good about themselves, once again, why are we blaming women? Let's go back a little bit.
have their choice in anything when it comes to jobs or women, or they're really in a spot where they don't feel very good about themselves, and
Go to therapy. You don't feel really good about yourself? Go to therapy. Work on yourself. Unpack some of that trauma. You'll feel better.
there's nobody that can really, you can't say anything about that, because then you're like, just go grind.
Take it back. Listen, this is when it really gets interesting. Who is he describing here? Who are these people that you can't talk to about this stuff? Listen.
In a spot where they don't feel very good about themselves, and there's nobody that can really, you can't say anything about that, because then you're like, just go grind, go put the work in, and don't get me wrong, you should do that, but
go grind, go. That don't sound like a woman. He even did the voice. He's obviously talking about a man, right? He's talking about men. You can't talk to men. Men can't talk to men about men problems. Listen to what he's saying. Men can't talk to men about men problems. If a man goes to another man and says, "Hey man, I'm feeling down. I can't make my way in this world. I'm not getting any compliment," whatever it is, he's saying that another man will say, Oh, just you got to grind harder, which that is the red pill ideology. And then at the end, he catches himself and he goes, well, it is true. I mean, you should grind. Like, what? How can you, he can excuse the men that don't listen to the men who are crying out for help. He'll excuse them and say, well, I mean, you should be grinding, right? He'll give them that grace, right? Oh, no. Don't get me wrong. You should be grinding to let the men who are ignoring your feelings off the hook, right? But listen to what he says about women. Women, he's not letting off the hook.
I just feel like there's just so much comfort and security given to women. And
Where's all this comfort and security given to women? Do women feel comfortable or safe in this world? He's contradicting himself. He's saying women are getting online and they're complaining. They're speaking up about their troubles and their traumas. The only difference is that women have safe spaces that other women have created for them. Now, especially online, men come in and try to mess up those safe spaces, but women still do a pretty good job at creating safe spaces for women. This is not a woman's fault that men don't have enough safe spaces.
And everybody's always teaming up to try to help them, but like there's
Who is everybody? Everybody's always teaming up to help women. Since when? Since when? You mean by everybody, he means women. See? Everybody, men are helping women. Where men go to women's spaces to wreck the spaces, to take up space in a woman's space. That's what men go to women's spaces to do. They don't go to women's spaces to uplift the women. Ask the women. You don't believe me? Ask the women. I'm not a woman. So before you don't know. Okay, you're right. I don't know. Ask the women though. Ask the women what happens when the men come in their spaces. Let's take it back a little bit.
There's just so much comfort and security given to women, and everybody's always teaming up to try to help them, but like there's no love shown to guys. And I feel like if it keeps being this way, you're gonna see a lot of guys explode. And this is coming from.
Let's go back a little bit. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Love shown to guys, and I feel like if it keeps being this way, you're gonna see a lot of guys explode. And this is coming from.
What do you mean by explode, sir? You mean get violent? As if that's not already happening and has been happening for a millennia? threatening women with violence when women are already under an immense amount of pressure and violence what is that going to do? You can't threaten women with violence. I just want to tell the boys, you can't threaten women with violence. They're already abused. Man, what is going on? You can't threaten women with violence. They're already abused. They're already under a lot of violence. Like they already suffer a lot of violence. A lot of violence is already visited upon women. You can't scare him with that. He doesn't know that though. He thinks that women are actually safe in the world. And he thinks that he's saving women from this fate worse than death of men becoming violent. Men are already violent. Maybe he missed the whole bear versus man argument. Where were you, sir? during the whole bear versus man argument. Grizzle. Let's take it back.
But like, there's no love shown to guys, and I feel like if it keeps being this way, you're gonna see a lot of guys explode. And this is coming from a guy with an amazing lady, and I live a great life. But this is just things that.
This is coming from a guy with an amazing lady, and I live a great life. You don't live a great life, sir. You don't. Don't lie to us. This is coming from a guy with an amazing lady. You don't live a great life. No man that's living a great life would make this video. You would go to your fellow friends and be like, hey man, you need to get up, get out and get some. You need to adjust. You need to, heal yourself up. He's the guy he's talking about, by the way.
That I see. So try to be nicer to the average guy in your life, because you don't know what he could be going through.
AKA, try to be nice to the average guy in your life, or else he'll violently, viciously attack you. And if he does, I don't feel bad for you, because nobody listens to men, even though there's countless podcasts about men getting on the internet and crying. There's countless podcasts of men getting on the internet and crying. There are countless videos like this of men getting on the internet and crying and whining and just making up stuff and threatening women, veiled threats against women. This is the second video I've seen like this. No, I'm sorry. That's not true. This is the second video I've seen like this in the last month or two. Second video in the last month or two. Men, please stop going into these spaces. Stop going into these, stop making these videos threatening women with violence if women don't talk to us. Go talk to the boys and say, hey, if you think you're about to explode, you need to go see a freaking therapist. If you think you're about to explode, you might want to change your diet. You might want to stop drinking alcohol and stop smoking so much marijuana. You might want to start taking some long walks. You might need to talk to the father that abandoned you so you can get out some of that anger. You might need to talk to the mom that neglects you, that neglected you, so you can unpack some of that stuff. Don't be telling women to talk to men or else. What? Talk to women, talk to men or else women? You can do better than that, brother.
Peace.
Then he hit you with the peace. After all of that, he had the audacity to hit you with the peace. Peep this. Let's listen to it one more time.
We got to start caring about the way guys feel more. I'm being serious. Every single time that I get on like Instagram or I get on social media, I'm always seeing treat them with like beauty.
Hold on. I just caught something. Every time he gets on Instagram, every time he gets on TikTok, every time he gets on Twitter, this is what he sees. Sir, that is your algorithm. Your algorithm is not our responsibility. Your algorithm is your responsibility to change. If every time you get on, you see men crying and whining about not getting attention, change your algo. You engage with that content. Come on. You know how the internet works, bro.
We got to start caring about the way guys feel more. I'm being serious. Every single time that I get on like Instagram or I get on social media, I'm always seeing like women crying and really upset about like the way men treat them or like beauty standards and things. But do you understand how difficult it is for a man to just get just any kind of attention or compliments nowadays? Or do you understand how difficult it is for a man to just be noticed? Like, I just feel like there's this underlying majority of guys that don't get very much attention from women, don't have their choice in anything when it comes to jobs or women, or they're really in a spot where they don't feel very good about themselves. And there's nobody that can really, you can't say anything about that, because then you're like, just go grind, go put the work in. And don't get me wrong, you should do that. But I just feel like there's just so much comfort and security given to women. And, everybody's always teaming up to try to help them. But like, there's no love shown to guys. And I feel like if it keeps being this way, you're gonna see a lot of guys explode. And this is coming from a guy with an amazing lady. And I live a great life, but this is just things that I see. So try to be nicer to the average guy in your life, because you don't know what he could be going through.
Sir, I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. You are so close to the point, and hold on, y'all. Hold on. What happened? Oh. Sorry about that. Sir, you are so close and yet so far away from the point. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. So hear me out, brother. A reason why women don't compliment men is because there are a bunch of men who are ready to explode, like you just pointed out. Why would a woman approach a man when they know that men have historically been ready to explode? Why would a woman want to approach a group of men that are like that? She's playing with her own life, brother. And if you think one compliment is going to stop that man from doing that, you don't know anything about what's going on. Okay? That man is still a threat to that woman. The men that are ready to explode, they don't get neutralized just from talking to women. The threat doesn't get neutralized just from them simply speaking to women. The threat is still there. It's ever present. You want to put women in harm's way? That's what you're saying right now. You're saying we should put women in harm's way because there's a bunch of dudes out here that are ready to explode, and we should just tell women to go talk to these guys. Huh? No, I'm not going to be telling any women anything like that. I'm not putting any woman in harm's way. The women already know. I don't need to tell them, but I'm going to say this to the fellas. Seek help, seek help, seek help. Before, if you feel like you are ready to explode, there is a hotline you can call. Call it. If you have health insurance, go see a therapist. If you don't, touch grass. Go touch some dirt. Siri, I'm not joking. Go take your socks and shoes off and go earth somewhere. Rub your feet in the dirt, in the sand.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Not talking to you, Siri. Siri being nosy. Go put your feet in the dirt, in the sand. Don't put your head in the sand. Put your toesies, woesies in the sand. Get some sun. Drink some water. Get a journal. Talk to a professional, not a woman. If the woman happens to be a professional, then you knocked out two birds with one stone. All right?